Hey everyone, it's Coach Moose from Black Widow CrossFit. Today I would like to introduce a new feature on our Facebook athletes page called Strong Start on Sunday. But before I do that, I want to give a loud shout out to Dr. James Kennedy of Sports Performance Chiropractic here in Sterling, Virginia. Dr. Kennedy is better known as Coach Jim to many of us here in the community. But on the full-time side, when Jim is not coaching, he is providing chiropractic care to many people here in the Metro DC area, and especially here in our Black Widow CrossFit community. Dr. Kennedy specializes in exercise rehabilitation, myofascial release, myofascial cupping, dry niggling, and just general chiropractic adjustments. And I can tell you just from a personal testimony that I have been seeing Dr. Kennedy or Coach Jim for over 2 months now, and I can tell you that I have seen incredible improvements in my shoulder range of motion, shoulder mobility, and he is treating me for a piriformis syndrome related injury. And I would much rather see Jim for these kinds of things than a regular medical provider. And I can only say that because I went and saw a military doctor on Friday and walked away very dissatisfied with the treatment protocol that was suggested. So I'm going to continue seeing Dr. Kennedy for all my needs, and I recommend that if you are enduring or experiencing some kind of pain or ailment, that you go and see him as well. So huge shout out to Dr. Kennedy, and now on to what Strong Start on Sunday is all about. So Strong Start on Sunday is all about working on our mental strength and conditioning, just as much as we work on our physical strength and conditioning here in the walls of Black Widow CrossFit. Our mindset is just as, if not more important than our physical strength. So the idea behind Strong Start on Sunday is because, number one, Sunday is usually considered the first day of the week. And then second of all, by having this feature on Sunday, it will help shape our mindset, frame our mindset for the challenges that we are going to experience in the upcoming week. We all face obstacles, hindrances, or other challenges throughout the week, and the cumulative toll that those challenges can have on our mindset can be pretty significant. So my hope is that with Strong Start on Sundays, that you'll be able to walk away with your mindset strengthened and conditioned to take on whatever it is that you might face in the upcoming week. That being said, let's get right to it. So today's Strong Start on Sunday segment is brought to you by author Roy T. Bennett. Roy T. Bennett is the author of The Light in the Heart, Inspirational Thoughts for Living Your Best Life. And I'm going to read an excerpt from Dr. Bennett. And it says this: don't let the expectations and opinions of other people affect your decisions. It's your life, not theirs. Do what matters most to you. Do what makes you feel alive and happy. Don't let the expectations and ideas of others limit who you are. If you let others tell you who you are living their reality, not yours. There is more to life than pleasing people. There is much more to life than following others' prescribed path. There is so much more to life than what you experience right now. You need to decide who you are for yourself. Become a whole being. Adventure. And so, what I get out of that is the following. Number one, we control our path. Number two, we determine what gives us the greatest satisfaction. Number three, we define our own success. Number four, we create our own freedom and independence. This really resonates with me because I grew up in a very strict, regimented environment. Being first generation Korean, my path was prescribed for me by my dad. My dad said to me at a very young age, and I distinctly remember this to this very day, he said, and we were walking around his new office that was undergoing construction, and he said, someday this office will be yours. You will take over this practice. He was an internal medicine physician and specialized in cardiology. And so back then, my path was prescribed for me. He said that I was going to be a doctor, and that pretty much eliminated any personal choice or freedom or independence that I had in that matter. And so my whole life, my entire life growing up, as a child into my formative years as a young adult, were a constant struggle of trying to please that and trying to fulfill that prescribed path, and on the one hand, and determining what I was going to do on the other hand. And too often, we, as a general population, we are struggling with that. We are just struggling with what expectations people have of us. We find ourselves trying to please and satisfy others, and that takes a mental toll on us. And when we have that negative impact on our mental strength and conditioning, it will translate into negative impacts on our health and well-being. And so what I want to bring to you today and for the week is those 4 things, that whatever path you're on is the path that you have set for yourself. Number 2, you determine what gives you the greatest satisfaction. The greatest satisfaction comes from being able to fulfill our own goals, purpose, and intent. 3, because we are able to determine what success looks like for us, we have therefore defined what success is. And then out of all those 3 things, we gain a greater sense of freedom and independence. So that's today's Strong Start on Sunday. I hope it helps, and I look forward to bringing you this segment again next Sunday. Until then, have a great week and live your adventure.